2 summers ago, a friend and I drove up north to camp at a lake so far out that the road turned to gravel for the last 20 miles. And there's one night from that trip I still think about whenever it stays light too late in the evening. Before I get into it, if this kind of thing stays with you, go ahead and subscribe, because there's more coming. We'd picked the spot specifically because it barely showed up online, no official campground, no listed trailhead. Just a clearing a local at a gas station had mentioned almost reluctantly when we asked where to go. That far north in midsummer, the sun barely sets at all, dipping low toward the horizon and just staying there for hours, casting this strange, warm, gray twilight over everything, instead of real darkness. We pitched our tent close to the water, cracked open a couple of drinks, and spent most of the evening just enjoying how quiet it was. No other campers in sight the entire time we scouted the shoreline. Sometime well past midnight, still in that same lingering twilight, I woke up needing air and unzipped the tent just enough to look out at the lake. On the far shore, easily a couple hundred yards away, stood a single figure, just standing there at the waterline, facing our direction, too far to make out any real detail beyond a general shape and stillness. I assumed it was another camper who'd set up somewhere we hadn't spotted, zipped the tent back up, and went back to sleep without thinking much of it. A while later I woke again, same reason, same routine, and looked out again mostly out of habit rather than any real concern. The figure was still there, still facing our direction, though it took me a moment of squinting to realize it was noticeably closer than before, close enough now that I could tell it wasn't moving at all, not even the small natural sway of someone standing still and breathing. I woke my friend this time, kept my voice low, and pointed it out to him, half expecting him to tell me it was obviously a rock or a stump I was misreading in the strange light. He went quiet instead, staring out at it for a long moment, and admitted he'd actually spotted the exact same figure himself, closer to the water, sometime earlier while I was still asleep, and had talked himself out of waking me over it. We sat together at the mouth of the tent for a long time after that, watching the far shore, neither of us willing to say out loud what we were both clearly thinking, that the distance between us and that figure had been steadily, deliberately closing all night. Eventually, we decided we weren't waiting around to find out how close it planned to get. We broke camp as quietly and quickly as we could manage in the still bright twilight, packed the car in record time, and didn't look back toward the water once. When we checked, well after sunrise, from a gas station 40 miles down the road, there was nothing on either of our phones. No missed calls, no messages, nothing that would have explained who or what had been standing across that water from us for hours. I've never gone back to that particular lake, and I don't think I ever will. I believe there's a higher power watching over people who wake up in the middle of the night in places too remote for anyone to actually be watching them back. If you've ever noticed something out there getting slowly, deliberately closer over the course of a single night, tell me about it in the comments. I want to hear your story.